Guys? Hello? I think the show's about to start. Like now?
Making sure.
VTP?
You're on, buddy.
Oh, hey. Welcome to Behind the Plastic. I'm here with my fellow toy photographers and my brothers in plastic. We have Zach, Sequential Plastic. We also have over here Jay, He Never Talks, TMNT 1987. I myself am behind the, I am not a bird, not a plane. And we've been gone for a while. And so we're a little rusty today, especially for me. This is my first time. But we have an excellent person. We met in Chicago at a toy fair. Articulated Plastic. Come on up.
Articulated times.
Sorry. Articulated times. Whatever.
All good. Hello.
It's
hello.
articulated. It's
Oh
articulated.
my God! As graceful as a gazelle, Sully.
Holy crap. It's not bad for my first time. Not bad. Hey, at least I introduced the person. Last time you did it, you're just like blah, 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 whatever. Here you go.
I don't know.
I'll do better next time.
Off with blah blah blah.
Well, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Kylie. I appreciate you having me.
This is shaping up to be our best episode yet.
It is. And we only have 12 minutes, and we've already wasted a minute, so you better start that clock.
No, we haven't. Steve, so glad to have you here. As Sully said, we met Steve in Chicago at a toy fair. I think it was Sully that stumbled upon you first, right?
Yes.
I did. He had my unicorn. He had
Tell everybody what that was.
the Lone Roach. The Lone Roach Gomez. Oh, yeah.
Honestly, like I know it's hard to visualize how this toy show fair happened. But it's almost like you start. There's like an entrance gate, and you're just kind of working through. It just seemed like Sully knew exactly. It's like he used the psychic powers. He's like, "Oh, Steve, my roach is here." And he, like, shot to the end. What the hell, Sully? He was just,
And then he came back with like this look. He was just like,
"Yep, I got him."
Yeah, that like you snatch that up pretty fast. I think the show was maybe a half hour in or whatnot, and yeah, you snatch that up right away. Like, this is mine. I'm like, okay.
Yep. And you gave me a deal on it, so thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Speaking of that one, do you see that one come across your way often?
No, that one is extremely hard to find.
Was
Yeah.
that from your personal collection or what?
That was, yeah. So it's one of those things. I had it in a detail forever. I think I maybe took like maybe a photo with it, maybe or two. And this I just didn't really get inspired with it as much as I used to. And I'm like, well, I need to get us to a good home.
Yeah.
And it is. It is.
Yeah. You gave it to the best home, seriously. He's been talking about that for at least a year. And it was like he wouldn't shut up about it, really.
And the night before we were actually talking about it. I'm like, what are you looking for? I'm like, well, I'm going to look for my unicorn. Nobody's going to have it, but I'm
yeah,
gonna look.
we were like, there's no way. And then, anyways.
That was the last thing about the show. That was the impressive thing because all three of us had the three things on our list that we wanted, and all three of us exactly got what we were looking for.
Yeah. Now,
That's a good show.
Jay and I didn't get ours from you, but two of our other friends, Jaden Ivory and CMAZ Art, got stuff from you too. So you made quite a lot of money off Behind the Plastic and friends.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. No, I mean, like I was saying in the previous show, that show was probably one of the absolute best shows that we've ever attended, ever set up. And again, like for everybody that's local and then normally goes to that show, they were saying that was a slow show, and I felt like that show was hot and heavy. Like I was saying, at one point we had like at least 10 or 12 people deep at the booth pretty consistently throughout the entire day. So that's awesome.
That's because you had the good stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Try.
There was only, I think, one other booth with any Mezco stuff, and that's where I got my figure. But hey, before we talk about your toy photography, tell us why you were at that toy show in the first place, and tell us about what you do.
Yeah, so I've been doing toy photography for just over 7 years now. Within the past 3 months, I set up an LLC, and I actually run a toy shop called Articulated Empire. So I've been selling on eBay for years and years and years, and eBay just got to the point where like they're pricing retailers out of the market with everything. So I wanted to make it a little more legitimate and also work with companies that I'm inspired by. Four Horsemen, Savage Crucible, Mezco, those lines, and definitely house those in my shop with everything. So yeah, I'd always heard about Chicago Toy Show, even from way back when I used to sell comics like 10, 12 years ago. And it was one of those things where I'm like, well, if I'm going to be a toy shop, that's definitely one of the places I need to check off the list. And I was, gracious enough to get into their July show. And with the success of how that show went, we're definitely coming back in October. So we're very excited.
Oh,
I'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah, Jay will be there.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same exact booth. They were saying that they might have some regulars that might have that same section, but worst case, I'm going to at least have a corner in that same room. I just don't know if it's that exact one yet. So,
well, anybody in the Chicago area, even if you're a little bit away from Chicago, it's worth going to that show. There's tons of great stuff, and you get to meet people from the community. So the chance to meet Steve is well worth the drive.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead.
Me too.
And Jay. You can meet Jay too.
Whatever. I'm kidding. I love you, Jay, of course. So let's talk about your photography. To me, you're kind of a sword and sorcery guy. Would you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I've definitely gone through a number of different phases over the years. I mean, when I first started off, like most folks, I was Marvel Legends, then like Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech, and then Mezco in there as well too. I'd say probably pretty consistently for the past 2.5, almost 3 years, I've been more of the sword and sorcery, myth and fantasy photography with everything. I just feel like a lot of the Mythic Legion stuff definitely lends itself so well to outdoors.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of inspiration from that. And where I live in Southern Illinois, there's a lot of like nature reserves and a lot of trails and stuff like that. So I'm able to use that as my background.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of outdoor shots on your page, and I was wondering if you have a specific place you like to go, or is it just all over the place?
So there's two places in particular. Like, so one over in Southern Missouri, it's called Powder Valley. It's a nature reserve, and they have trails and whatnot there. But just on the outside of it, there is like these rocky bluffs and everything like that. So there was some of my Conan shots, some of my early initial Mythic Legion shots were all shot right there. And then there's another spot, there's another park just down that same road that's closer to like the river. And I'll end up shooting there as well too. But I just found that place probably within the past year.
Awesome.
So, dude, let's take a look at one of these mythic shots.
I had the task of choosing something, and it took me about an hour of going through. I'm like, this one. I'm like, oh, forget it. I probably just like throw a dart and say this one.
I know, they're all so insanely good. And so tell us about this one, where it's at, how you thought of it, how you set up, all the stuff. Tell us all the good stuff.
So with this is in that same area, that Powder Valley area. Those are the rocky bluffs that I was talking about.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is one of those shots that came together relatively quick. There's some times where I might stress about a certain angle or certain crop or anything like that. And this one really came together pretty quickly. A lot of the inspiration, you might see The Amazing, he'll do like his Against All Odds shot, or even like back in the 80s, like on the back of the comics, they used to have advertisements for like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And a lot, it was kind of the same motif as well too, where it was a knight or gladiator going up against some insurmountable odd. And I was like, man, I got to recreate that.
Steve,
Awesome.
where does your love for kind of like the medieval stuff come from? Is there something like from your childhood go for it, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was to say the main focus from myth and fantasy, Conan. When I was growing up, it was Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, even Red Sonja, but mainly Conan with everything. Even Highlander, kind of a little bit in there. But I would say if I'm pointing anything back, it's going to be to Conan.
Nice.
Awesome.
And this
did
Conan
you use
in the shot, sorry, go ahead, Sully.
No, go for it.
Is this Conan in the shot? Is that the first Mezco Conan?
Yeah, so that's the first Conan, and then that's got Kai Labs. He's got a little kit that he made, the shoulder pauldron. I want to say that's maybe about a year or two ago he made that, and he only maybe had like 20 or 30 of those that he made, And I was, it enhances Conan already so much more with that on there. So
That is sweet. Well, if you ever want to sell that, you got to buy her right here.
oh,
He's like,
that
never.
I don't think it's going anywhere,
He laughed and looked down real quick. Yeah.
Scully, what were you
Did
going to say?
I was going to ask him if he used like aerosol or did you like blast it with the dirt or anything like
So with
the fog
this-
in the bottom?
yeah, a lot of the fog that you'll see in my photos is from that atmosphere aerosol.
Okay.
And again, that's maybe the figures are spaced out maybe about a good 6 or 8 inches or so. So it's not really overdrafting too much of Conan with everything. And it was kind of a nice
Right.
steady stream in the middle.
Man, you
the
gotta-
drawback though is, you just got to be mindful of the wind with everything. Sometimes that could putz things up a little bit. So
You can literally spray your figures over.
yeah,
Uh,
there is something. It's nice to use the fog in a can stuff, but it's one of those things that kind of almost leaves a little bit of residue that I've noticed. So
Yeah.
like if you have like things like this pauldron here that has like a leathery material, there's sometimes like a little coating, so you just got to kind of wipe it off a little bit. But other than that, it's perfectly fine.
It's
Oh,
so
nice.
good, man. So good. So everybody, Articulated Empire. If you're ever looking for figures, check there because even right now he's got some great stuff on there. I visited and you could easily spend way too much money.
Please do.
Steve, yeah. Steve,
You
we're
get one
gonna
of those
play a
little-
little game. Oh, sorry. Sully,
No,
go.
do it. Do the game. Let's do it.
Steve, we're gonna play a game called Favorites, and the game is easy. We're gonna ask you what your favorite blank is. Okay, starting with what's your favorite band?
Favorite band? I'm a big screamo guy, so Story of the Year. I'm just right outside of St. Louis, and that's their hometown, and I pretty much saw them come from nothing to where they are now, so it's pretty exciting.
Very nice. Steve, favorite non-Conan Arnold movie?
Man, Terminator, I would say would be probably Terminator 2 would probably be my favorite out of those. Man, worst case, maybe Commando.
It's a hot Steve. Steve, it's a hot Steve.
I'm gonna go with the Terminator 2. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Why
What's your favorite cereal?
Cereal. I'm one of those old guys that frosted shredded wheats. So it's the little cubes and everything. It's just like crack.
What's your favorite Mythic Legion figure?
Favorite Mythic Legion figure? Man, I'd probably say there's Kratos. He's like a goat. I actually have it up on one of my pinned shots on the top of my page.
Check it
I don't
out,
know,
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that one just has a lot of appeal, and like it's definitely a character you don't see a lot of, like goat people or satyrs and everything like that. So, but yeah, I'd say that would be, man, it's either that or Borgus Familiars, but I'm gonna say Kratos.
Kratos, it is.
Favorite city you've done a toy show in that's not Chicago?
Oh dang.
14 seconds, Steve. 14 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna Eaton, Ohio at the Western Ohio Toy Show. I did that show back in May. That was probably like their second or third show only. Loved it.
Eaton, Ohio. You heard
Awesome.
it here, folks. Go check them out. Thank you for coming on.
TP behind the plastic? Anybody? Huh. Y'all really gonna trust me with this? Yo, welcome to the hot seat. Special guest Gomez, y'all. It's so exciting. The right lighting can make your dial pop. It's a numbers game. Learn your angles and just watch.